Good morning, everybody. Afternoon. This is so alright. Oh my God, I'm done. You gotta believe this. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. Ooh, Miss Leandria know how to get you together, don't she? I love that woman. I've never met her, but I do pray for her often because I absolutely love people like her. People that can live their truth in front of you, you gotta respect them more than the fake people. You heard me? He said, yes, Leandria, better days are coming. Come on, listen. I was doing my assignment this morning. That's why I'm getting to y'all at almost 2 o'clock. Same thing I be telling y'all to do, I be having to do it too. So I turned on my music and let God minister to me today. Went through my kitchen, did some stuff in there, put my, got my water filter thingy, whatever, purifier ready. I knew it was going to be a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. So it's sitting there on the counter. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because he keep telling me to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay? I'm going to do it. There's just always so many things for me to do. But I'm trying to slow down. Slow this mind down. So that if there's anything he needs to tell me, I can hear it. You hear me? Because sometimes the devil will keep you so busy that you can't hear too. That's a trick of the enemy as well. Don't forget that. You hear me? He'll keep you so, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, that you can't hear in real life. And I be having to remember that he's the one that started this whole thing, so I better keep myself in line. You hear me? I better keep myself in line. That's why you are well rested. Well, I don't know about that. I've been dreaming like you said sliding down the wall. Listen, I've been dreaming like ouch already. Oh, I ain't been in here but 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and you done got pinched under your fat meat already. Okay, well, I guess we all be going through it then. He be handing out whoopings like crazy. When he slapped one of us, he slapped everybody down. I'm like, wait, man, I didn't even do nothing, but you did. And if you didn't, I'm gonna get you before you do it. So you better watch that. You said, Bob, listen. In real life, you said I just listened to the song "Slow Me Down" by Charles Williams. Interesting. Right now, you just listen to it. Interesting. I believe it because he be telling everybody the same message. How many of you have been able to screenshot a section of your playlist that he ministers to you and put the words together? That's also part of your homework. I hope you did it. And for the next 30 days, you should and you ain't got to do everything, but you need to do a large section or just save everything from that day into a playlist. That way you can go back for the next 30. Okay. Okay. Y'all been seeing something? Who been seeing something? When you go back and you like, wait a minute. You said, I've been going back for the last couple of days and can't find the assignment. Well, hell, because it was in the last 2 days that I gave it. Did you try to fast forward or something? You just had to listen, let God minister to you, and play the music. You don't pick the playlist. You just pick one song, and then you just let the music play, and then you screenshot every song that you played and see what type of phrase it puts together. You said my very first song was God is trying to tell you something. Oh! Now he real petty. I bet you rolled your eyes something crazy. They said her first song was God is trying to tell you something. Baby, he is so petty sometimes. You be like, really? You said, I did. I know you did. You're welcome. I know, girl, stuff. Because, see, people don't. Do y'all realize we get our sense of humor? All of that we get from him. Who realizes that? Okay. You said why that song is on repeat in my head until I had to play it. Interesting. Yes, different songs I never heard before. Fills my heart so much. Ooh. Ooh. So you let him talk to you a little bit. It's different when you let him talk to you and then you go pray. You said the dramatic version from The Color Purple. Girl, I know. I already know. He hit me with that a few times. Listen, he know what to do. He's the best DJ ever. He listens to music literally all incessantly. He listens to music. Yeah. He got angels singing in front of him constantly. They never stop. Whatever songs he want to hear. If you don't think God loves music, then... And so then he will use that to speak to you. Why do you think that... Okay. You said God has given me a great playlist these past couple of days. Okay, I hope you're saving them all and save them under the date. If you can. Save them under, name the playlist just from that day. Okay, don't go back and listen to it again. Name the playlist the date. This is your 30-day challenge. How you gonna know what he's saying to you? Because then you could just go back and write down the names of the song for that day, and then in 30 days you will see how each one of those statements applies to your life. Does that make sense? Because that's the end of the assignment, is to see how God spoke to you for 30 days, to see what he says to you in the next 30 days. We've been talking to him since forever, but to spend 30 days and allowing him to speak first, you should see a difference in your prayer, in your emotions. It's an experiment, an exercise. You've been talking first every time, but give him 30 days to talk to you first thing. Or throughout the day, if you're able to listen to music all day, let him minister to you for the whole day, and then save that playlist at the end of the day for the dates. You said, I feel my, for the last few days, been reassuring me how he's been here all along. See? He doing his thing already. I see what's happening around here. You said my song was I Told the Storm, then More Than I Can Bear. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So he hit Day in the throat with I'm Trying to Tell You Something. And then he hit Tawana in the head with Why You Keep Complaining? I've been here the whole time. Why you keep saying you by yourself? And I'm not saying you complaining. That wasn't the right word. But you hear me? When he be... Because... Been there. I'll be like, ain't nobody here with me. And every song will be, he's always there with you, even in the darkness, even when your friend, you be like this. He said, pick your shoulders up. Stand up. You hear me? I'm trying to tell you. The story that we read the other day, you said, but one of the songs was I Won't Complain. Hilarious. I'm trying to tell you. Because when you get to complaining, he'd be like, for real? Okay. Sis, I already know. Listen, I can almost, by what y'all telling me, that say a lot about what you're going through. By letting him, you said yours was open, your heart, but Yolanda and open my heart. Uh-oh. Not you ain't gonna let nobody in. And you ain't gonna be hurt no more. And you gonna stay tough so they can't get to your feelings. You gonna change your mind? Come here. Ain't that crazy? Because when he's telling you to open your heart, it's close to either his voice or a lot of other things. Could be his direction. Could be, you be like this. Did you really have to do that? So then I go and try to change it to R&B. Baby, he'll hit me there too. I said, wait. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go and lay down and take me a nap because I see it is. Because then he'll start sending you songs about a lover that is left. And I know your mind is not with me. Your mouth says you love me, but I'm watching your actions. Wait a minute. Not you came over here to R&B messing with me. Not you done came over here to R&B messing with me. Now, I didn't listen to all the gospel music. He said, oh, okay. Well, I'm married to you, so here we go. Your mouth say you love me, but when you touch me, I don't feel nothing. Huh? When you call out to me, I know you calling somebody else's name. Wait a minute. What in the world happened in here? I was trying to change the vibe. He said, yeah, and I'm over here too. Don't walk away. Mari. Oh. Yours was Kirk Franklin's smile? Oh, okay, because you've been walking around frowned up, huh? You said, I hit a Fred Hammond concert. First words, the absence of the light. The enemy creeps in. Uh-oh. Ooh-wee. He said, I wasn't finished talking to you, ma'am. Don't walk away. This part, you said, family, mine this morning was He Paid It All by Wes Morgan. Come on. So then quit worrying about it. He gonna take care of it. Oh, okay. He gonna take care of it. And Will, Janae, you can't run from him. He said, I made music, nigga. Really? He said, oh, watch this. You will turn that phone off and be like, I'm not doing this no more. Never mind. Then go turn on the TV show. It is exactly what you was just... Look. I don't want to do this, I said. I don't want to do it. And everywhere I go, you gonna give me... No, I don't... Fine. What do you want me to read? What do you want me to do? You said, I've been listening to the song, You're the One, and True Almighty God. I've been going through a lot of temptations to where I want to give up. Well, don't do that. Mine was Yahweh Flow by Ty Tribbett. He had me on the floor. Jay! Slid all the way down. Listen. It's different when he talk first. Who'll agree? Raise your hand if it's different. Before you go into your worship, you listen to what he has to say first. He answers a lot of questions. He said, when I switch to R&B, Chris Brown, ain't no way I'm going to let you down. Uh-oh. 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 You see what he do? He can talk to you wherever he wants to. It's different because you go with all these questions. He said, well, maybe I can speak first. I'm a hit. As you have a thought, the song comes up. You be like this. Because you're just thinking as you live. Hopefully you're not scrolling or anything. You're thinking, you're cleaning, you do whatever. And as you be, I used to be like this. This is crazy. I think something, boom, he'll hit me with a song. I mean, like the next song. Or it's an extra ring 9-minute long, and every thought that I'm about to have in this song that I never heard before is popping up in this. It be speaking you out. You be like this. You said amen by Pastor Mike. Come on. You said God cares. Sounds of blackness. Listen. Who's found, just since being here, if you didn't know before, when I asked these questions, again, I'm a teacher. You said Leandria, Jesus, baby, that'll have me, listen. He hitting y'all with the heavy voice. That just made all of my, baby, all the hair, baby, what she say, call him when you want. Back, listen. He hitting y'all with the, woo, you said I laid on the ground. I know you did. Because, baby, that'll take me sliding down a wall in a minute. You heard me? Tears running down on my, I just told y'all, that woman, listen. Woo. I hear a song and start crying. That's good. You said it. Yeah, it do. You said You Brought Me by Richard Smallwood. This song right here. He gets points because he brought me a long way. This part. Listen. So hopefully, as you're allowing him to minister to you in this next 30 days, you said yes, had me leaning over the dish sink like, girl, ugly crying. You hear me? I'd have been in the kitchen. Listen, the kitchen used to get me, especially when like my kids was upstairs and the house was quiet. I'm cleaning up, baby. Turn that music. Listen, kids come downstairs. What you on, mama? You okay? Yeah, I'm all right, baby. Just mama, just talking to God. Ooh, over that dish sink, baby. When you cleaning things that have been dirtied up and all, there are stains that you've been trying to get out. Washing dishes and cleaning your kitchen is such a spiritual thing if you do it, because you will find all the dust in the nook and crannies, stuff that's been stuck there that you didn't know was there, and it's very representative a lot of time of how your spirit is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you can find him everywhere and anywhere, in any place at any time. I promise you. Yes, baby. I was like, he's singing these scriptures. Listen, he said, listen. I was listening to you said Lank R&B, Scripture Volume 1, Luke 18. Crazy. You said if that's not the truth, I can miss 10 classes, but the one I come in be for me every time. I keep telling you, this is a smorgasbord. Some of y'all too young to know what a smorgasbord is, okay? When you go to you can get like your steak cooked like you want it. You can get your ribeye, whatever. If you want whatever, your egg, okay. And every day, it's going to be something there for you. And that's why I started telling y'all in the beginning of this, when folks used to try to come over here and control my class, I said, hey, no, this is not a scripted place. The only person that's going to script this class is, because every day he don't want you eating stale food. You want to eat some food that's been there for 300 years? No. It's going to give you something for today, always. Always, always, always. You say it is. And people don't understand why I clean up so much. It's therapeutic. I reflect and talk to God. But don't let it be the obsessive kind. Be okay with stuff not being okay sometimes too. Because the spirit of perfection will drive you nuts. I'm telling you. And the devil will keep you chasing it. So be able to be okay with things not being okay. Because if not, you're going to snap like a... Folks, you got to be okay with stuff not being okay too. You hear me? Okay. CERCA had me crying over at work and it won't stop. I don't got you crying. My daddy. Listen. You said, and I never go outside worship at night. And this is my first time, but I feel the presence of peace. Good job. Just in the house crying, praising God. I see why the Muslims sing these Quran. Listen. This. You said, right, good days and down days just don't stay down. This part. Look at my babies. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. Listen, okay. So I was going through my pictures because I do that often. And in 2021, right, I learned a new word, which was Tikkun Olam. And I told y'all this when I first met y'all. And I had this guy make me a shirt with the world on it. Y'all remember when I was smaller, I could wear that shirt. And it had Tikkun Olam under the bottom, and then in parentheses, healing or repairing and healing the world is what it said underneath there. That was going to be the name probably of my trucking company, right? I didn't do it, but I thought about it. You said, it's crazy how I was getting ready to go to work and I had a spiritual encounter, and then here you all. My coworker said, sometimes you have to let things fail, and that's okay. Everything won't be perfect, of course, because you learn what to do next time. You can't make me feel bad about failing nothing. I used to let people, right? I did. But when you understand that that's the way that God is going to show you, I didn't make my kids bad about failing nothing. Okay, so what we going to do different next time? Ain't no say, look, we didn't fail. What we going to do? We're going to get up and start over. Ain't nobody about to stay right here. Oh, it's never going to get. Oh, okay, so you just want to be crazy. No. Listen, I'm not healing souls. God is healing souls. But I'm excited to be a part of it. You said so. My verse today was Matthew 8, the storm on the boat. My song was I saw the storm. And God has messages everywhere. He does. He does. That's what I was going to say. How many of you are maybe I already did say it, I don't know, Undefeated by Marvin said, oh, this, that one hit hard too. Yeah, because you look back over your life and then you find out the people that was around you was really your whole enemies, and then you see you was trying to love on them and they was trying to and then you like, really? And then God said, I was gonna bring you through. That's why I kept giving you them feelings and stuff, because it'll make you cry ugly tears again. Don't hit him with the wasn't nobody around and he came through for. Hey, Mr. Avery, listen. He can talk to you however he wants to. However he wants to. You just got to open your ears to listen. Now, let's go on a scavenger hunt. Who'd like to go on a scavenger hunt before we do what we get ready to do? Y'all want to go on a scavenger hunt real quick? It ain't going to be a lot. Excuse me. All right. There is a phrase that I need you to Google, or however you Firefox, I don't know, however you search, okay? All right. Okay. Hold on. I need you, even though we've done this before, I feel like we did it very early in WOIU. My finger's ready. Good, 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 good. I like it. I need you to Google books, lost books that are listed in the Bible. Lost books that are listed in the Bible. Can you put that in there? And tell me, and screenshot real quick. Not real quick, don't rush. But screenshot all what you see. Now, I did find one on Wikipedia, so I'm going to give y'all a hint for that one. But there's some other places. And then please don't take the first one you see. Scroll down and just type in here what book you found that's listed in the Bible that's not in there. Please. Thank you. I really want to go get my blanket. I have to do that. Excuse me. The Annals of the Kings of Judah. Wonder why they took that out. Should wonder why that's not in there, but it's listed. Interesting. You said the book of Nathan the prophet. Interesting. The books of the wars of the Lord. Interesting. Yeah. Baal and the dragon. Ooh. You said the book of the wars of Yahweh. Okay. The book of the covenant. The book of Sirach. Baal and the dragon. Judith. What else you got? The books of Baruch. What else we got? Keep going. The Acts of the Seers. That would be an important book. The seers see the future, so we would need that. The Chronicles of the kings of Israel. Why wouldn't we need to know who the kings of Israel were? the Apocalypse of Peter, the book of Shemaiah the prophet, and Edo the seer, Tobit, the books of Jehu. Interesting. The Acts of Solomon. Thank you. Do you find that at all interesting? You said the books of the wisdom of Solomon. Interesting. Paul's lost letters. Interesting. Ooh. The Annals of Solomon, Second Maccabees. Interesting. The letter to Laodicea. Enoch. Gad the seer. Wow. The prophecy of Ahijah. Is that the Shilonite? The prayer of Manasseh. The lamentations of Josiah. The book of Barnabas. Maccabees and Jasher. Interesting. Come on. Come on. The visions of Isaiah the prophet. Really? The book of the Jubilees. I think this is all interesting. What do you think? That's the Acts of Samuel the seer. Interesting. Interesting. The sayings of the seers referenced in 2 Chronicles 33 and 19. The book of the covenant. You all right? Don't worry about it. I always wanted to know more about Nathan, as he was an advisor to David, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, he was. The Annals of Uzziah. Oh, Rehoboam 1st and 2nd, written in the book of Shemaiah the prophet. Midrash on the book of Kings. Thank you. The book of the giants. Interesting. So do you accept, and do you think God will accept people saying, God, I didn't know to go and go deeper into the word, and all they had to do was Google some of the stuff that they read that was right in front of them, and it would have led them to, ding, 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 the lost books of the Bible? You Googled everything else. You Googled everything else. You Googled the shoes, the cute little things. You Googled this. But you mean to tell me the Bible that you used to be about to slap everybody upside, you didn't read the Bible 20, 15 times? Baby, you didn't see none of that? Susanna, Why would those be the books that they hid? And it's in the Bible. It's listed there, right in front of your face. They got eyes, but they don't see him. They got ears, but they can't hear him. Sayings of the seers, the Didash, teaching of the 12 apostles. Interesting. Until you just helped me so much with this, you don't even know. Oh, okay. The prayer of Azariah. Okay, so look what God just did for some of you. For some of you, this is not the case, but for some of you, it is. You opened your heart, okay, to just Genesis 6. And you studied the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, the lost books. You went back into your KJV, NLT, SRV, PUQ, all of them, the versions, okay? And you found references to every single thing that you have learned here in the lost books that we read, Ezra and the Judah, all of them, Job, the Testament of Job, all of that. You found references. You saw scripture references to all of it, okay? And for some of you, God just leveled you up again. So if it's been tight, you've been like, oh, he said, you want some new stuff? I got some new food for you. You thought you had a whole bunch of books. Bow! Here goes some more. More pieces to the puzzle. Hello? You just got leveled up. Because there are people that will say, I have read, or you can't tell me because I've been in church, but I guarantee you, if you take that list and say, have you ever heard of the book of, 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 if it ain't in the Bible, boom, here we go. Did you know that this was listed right there in your very Bible? Matter of fact, don't even tell them, say, can you look at this scripture for me and tell me what you see? Hello. You said you want some food, this batch of manna. You said you got a different flavor. This part, I'm about to do that, highlighting each verse. Uh-oh. You said, I mirror your teaching style to show people what God has shown me. This makes it simple and plain. It's okay. And God gonna give you, listen, this is just like Matthew 17 and 21 thing. Here we go. Here we go. You said, I'm about to, listen. Jesus himself mentioned Jasher and Enoch. Isn't that weird? And they'll call it witchcraft. But guess what? That's exactly what the religious leaders did to everything Jesus was saying, too. Didn't they call him up? They said all his teachings was witchcraft, and he was deceiving the people, and he was full of demons. And so the church people have been saying the same thing for a long time. That God's word was demonic. And because they say Enoch, you ain't supposed to read it because it's demonic, but they preached that Enoch was translated. Which one is it, church? Or is it that you're still on the milk and you don't want to know what's this in that book because it might bring you some different feelings about how you've been living? You don't want to be elevated. You want to be elevated in front of man, but you don't want to elevate with God. That's crazy. To justify what they do, they told me the Old Testament is no longer taught. But we the ones that's adding to and taking away. Listen, I looked at a video you posted where the preacher is talking about the Old Testament and speaking of the books that I mentioned in the Bible, but not that you mentioned, but not in the Bible. Listen, ask them why the Old Testament is quoted in the New Testament. Listen, I don't trust the leaders now. Why would I trust the old rich white versions of anything? Okay, so with that, understand that even though he was, remember we just read that God allows the leaders to have weaknesses. Hold on now. Just wait. Okay? Because you have to understand that some of our ancestors got so hard-headed and so full of themselves that God allowed them to be taken away and certain access to be restricted to his word, to his prophets, all sorts of things, because when he sent the prophets, they didn't listen. When he gave them abundance, they told people they did it themselves, and all this so weird stuff that our grandmas and great grandmas and all the way back. So then we had to be scattered. Okay? But he allowed certain things to come back so that we could get our life together. It's like you punish your kid for a little bit, you take away their game, and they ain't got no access to all the information and the nougat. They can't know when it's dropping. Nothing. Even if it is dropping, you won't be getting it because you ain't got no game system to play it on, no computer, no nothing, no phone even, because I done blocked that. Okay, so you won't have access to this stuff until you understand what I'm telling you to do, until you understand what I need you to do. Right? even though King James was everybody who he was, because there was a lot going on there, God still allowed him to uh, give the lower class people in a lot of countries the ability to read the Bible, because prior to that, if you were not noble born, you weren't even allowed to read. And this was in a lot of countries. It wasn't just in America, you know? Right. It was in other places too. Right. And so then he made a basic version, but God, right, left clues. Okay. You know how in some of the movies that and shows and stuff that we've watched about the mystical parts of the world that they told us was myth and it's actually real, but moving on. You know how certain books that they showed us, if a person was of a certain bloodline, it would unlock what the natural eye couldn't see. And they didn't have to put no blood on it. Just touching the book would unlock words that are there that a person that's not in that bloodline can't see. Well, now that God died, Jesus died and died on the cross for everybody, right? If you really are in the body of Christ, when you touch these religious books, it will make the hair on your body stand up. No matter what the pastor say, when you go read it and then you see it, you be like, but this makes sense. Like, this ain't even hard to understand. Like, what do you mean? Like, this makes like, you don't keep looking at that, seeing that there's stuff missing out of there. You can't tell me this the whole word when God literally said he mentioned other books in the very Bible that you are reading. You can't. But because people have made a relationship with God about things that people can see, he blinds their eyes to the mysteries that are right in front of their face. Because the moment that what you want is people's approval and knowledge of the world and acknowledgement from the world, then he seals up his mysteries to you. When everything become be about money and all of this, he'll seal the mysteries up. He won't even let you see it. You said connects like Legos. Come on, Mari. He'll close. Think about it. It's a lot of preachers now all over the world, and they travel well and live well and vacation well, and yet they don't talk about it. And they've reached the status that the world says is blessed. But how about them souls sitting in your seats? What does their mental health look like? Do they leave your establishment? Come in to your establishment and leave the same way they came in every way. I was listening to a song today, and then it mentioned the scripture, and I went there, and it made me think about two things: WOIU and the Testament of Job. Okay? You said in poor countries it costs up to $1,000 to sit in the front at the church? $1,000 a Sunday, or $1,000 a month, or $1,000 a... Make it make sense. Tell me. I don't understand. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking for a specific part. Interesting. Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay, here we go. All right. Are y'all ready? I'm sorry. Most of the pastors from America go to the countries, and this is how they make lots of money. Interesting. Interesting. Every time you go to church, whether it's been on a Sunday, whether it be on a Sunday, it costs $1,000 to sit in the front. Can't just fault the pastor and admin because the people are allowing the foolishness, but let me shut up and mind my business. Listen, but guess what? Think about this though, Mari. The leaders are the leaders are the people that are supposed to tell them what to look for so that they will know what type of leader is not good. But if they don't tell them, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it, it, it's so many people that just read whatever their pastor tells them to read and they don't read nothing else for the whole week until next Sunday. In real life, if they read it all, you hear me? That Bible might sit in the car till next Sunday. They gonna drive the car every day, but they're not gonna pick up that Bible every day. You hear me? So how will they? That's like our children. If you have a baby, and you don't talk to that baby, and you sit that baby in the room every single day with no sound, you don't teach them how to crawl, you don't teach them how to roll over, even though these are things that they will learn. But just imagine. This is what a lot of pastors do to people. They give them enough to keep them alive, and that's it. Like food and milk and changed, and that's it. They're not teaching people how to be, I don't know. You said that's the problem, and not allowing the Holy Spirit to even talk to them and give them instructions, religion versus relationship. I'm trying to tell you. Favorite story I found, the Israelite woman and her 7 sons, Second Maccabees. It's real. Toxic. It is. You said you used to be one of those people, Miss Carol? You said you was a fluffy one too, Jamila. Interesting. It's real. I don't understand. It's like you got people's souls in your hands. Generations of souls too, a lot of times. Exactly, like I didn't know all of the lost books until WYU. The only one I had seen was the book of Nicodemus, because church never talked about it. Listen, I was a problem. Asked too many questions. Listen, thank you, Mr. Avery. It's like you got people's souls in your hands. You're not teaching them to walk with Christ. Like, that's scary. You said the word you teach here makes me literally cry because I didn't know this. This is the thing. When you open up your heart and mind to God and you're like, listen, I need information because I'm tired of being right here over and over and over and over and over and over again. I don't want to do it. So if you can help me to understand, like I'll learn to do it. That's a different place to be in. You hear me? When he's teaching you every day to walk away from your old life. Something you've been doing for years and years and years and years and years, decades, some people. It's not a one-hitter quitter. It's a everyday. It's not a Wednesday and Sunday. It's a every morning. Every moment, sometimes depending on what your situation is like. Sometimes you got to talk to him every 5 minutes like, okay, I don't understand. Okay, because you're going to have to help me because what is this? It was a spiritual famine before it was a natural famine. I'm going to say it again. It was the spiritual famine before it was a natural famine. Because when pastors and ministers and leaders tell you, when you ask a question, not to read something, which equates to not get the nourishment you need so that you can grow spiritually, the crops start to fail. They produce less, do they not? Ain't that what they say about to happen to our farms? Because didn't nobody pick it, next year it'll produce less. And if nobody picks it again and does it right, it'll produce less every time, right? Ain't this what happened? You said, when I tell you, I just cried out to God like that on Sunday, snot dripping, laying on my face. Listen. It always starts in the physical. If the minds of the people are sick, their bodies are sick. Everything started in the spirit first. So the fact that the world is going through a famine, the world, everywhere. What does it say about the world spiritually? How often do they eat? Because if they not eating, it's going to produce less and less. You hear me? Do you see it? There are less people that believe in God because the pastors and the leaders refuse to go and consistently, daily, pull the fruit down and harvest it so that more can grow. They do all the work to get it to look like it's a bounty. Like they can take bushels, but they wait too late a lot of times. And the fruit starts to rot from the inside out. And so it tells the tree or the plant, you don't have to produce this much next year because they don't need it. Because the farmers stop checking on their produce. And they get so rich. They done been able to buy 4-5 farms. So they really don't be knowing what's going on in they fields. Because all they're thinking about is what they're going to receive at the end of the harvest, and that's it. But there's another harvest. As a matter of fact, the Bible talks about the reaper being close, doesn't he? Huh? Y'all remember what happened right before the flood? See, a lot of people think, not us, because we know better, a lot of people think that it was a whole bunch of people that died by the water. But who remembers what happened in the years leading up to the flood? Do y'all remember? Oh, I know why. I know why. The wheat and the tares. But what happened right before the flood? Remember now, it was around the time when Methuselah, right before he passed away, because we know he died about 7 days before the flood. Y'all remember that, right? Remember? But prior to that, something happened with the people on earth. What was it? He allowed men to start killing each other. Yes, it was war, but not in the way that we think of war. They just start unaliving each. No, remember, God told one of the angels, go down there and turn each man against his brother or his neighbor. Right before the flood. So it was people that died in the flood, but more people right in them 20 years going up into the flood. We read this. In that time, right before the flood, God let the angel go down, remember? And men just started unaliving each other. And what was left when it started to rain, they was trying to get into the boat. We read this. What do you think is coming for right now? If the same things were going to happen, the only difference is that it's going to be fire. Do you see it? When you look in your iPad, your phone, your TV, do you see it? this, Sarah. Yeah. Everybody, you can feel it if you don't see it. You can feel it even if you don't see it. The water is starting to boil. You can hear it. Right? And it's still under the lid. But it's starting to, you know how the lid start rocking and the water that's seeping out through that little bitty hole because the pressure is getting crazy. It start running down on the pot and you hear shh, shh, shh. Right? Everybody didn't let some rice boil over at one time or another, some pasta or something, some corn boiling real good, whatever. Okay? That is the energy right now in our world. You can see it simmering right under the lid and all the people walking around because the heat is being turned up. If you look at these 3 years that we've been here, how do they say you're supposed to cook frogs? How do you cook a frog? A live one. What's the process? Right, but what's the process of? Oh, you turn the temp up slow. You turn the temp up slow. You can put him in a cold pot of water. He could be alive. And little by little, after you put the lid on, they won't jump out the pot. So you turn it on low. Then you move it up to 2. Wait a minute. Move it up to 4. Wait a minute. Move it up to 6. And before they know it, baby, it's a wrap. You said 17,000 acres of the Everglades is burning in Florida right now. Interesting. Let me go get this book off my bed because the reason I didn't get back on here last night is because I talked to y'all nephew until in the wee hours. Into the wee hours. I didn't know. But does it make sense? From pool to jacuzzi to pressure cooker. This part. Hey, so look, right? West Coast fires. East Coast fires. Fires up north and fires down south. Can I ask y'all a question? When we first started this, I told y'all, I said, it's a person that entered the big house in 2016. And when in 2021, when they left early 2021, it was some things going on with people carrying out stuff and saying, "Hey, it's you gave our things away. That wasn't supposed to leave the house. You need to give that back. That's not yours to have." Okay, they took some stuff out of our house. And then we was like, we know you gave it to him. No, you need to go get it back. The same thing just happened at our cousin's house. They live up north. Our cousins that live up north, same thing happened. Crazy. They took some more stuff from my grandma's house and forgot it and left it over there. Right on the table. Mm-hmm. You hear me? You hear me? This part. You said they're evacuating the coast of South Carolina because of Aaron. We talked about it. Listen, I'm fixing to get a motorhome because I need to be able to move accordingly, and rent is too high everywhere. Hubby got laid off, so now we got to find jobs elsewhere. Nothing left here. Artful expression. Did we talk about all of this 3 years ago? Did we? Just, just, just raise your hand. Did y'all know nurses and stuff is getting laid off too? And now want us to take stuff from their dollhouse. Listen. Huh? You said I got my stuff at least. You know how many people then got laid off? Okay? Or their hours have been reduced. But in the moments that you had the finances, you were wise with them. No? Hello? You heard what Dusty said? She said, look, my financial situation didn't change, but I got all my stuff, though. But I got all my stuff. Do you hear me? But I got all my stuff. God told us it's going to come a time when people are not going to be working, that money is not going to go as far, or there won't be any. You hear me? You said we have 4 hospitals now, we have only 1. You hear me? Do you feel crazy? But you shouldn't, because he told us all of this was coming. He literally told us. He told us about the hospitals closing. Did he not? He told us there wasn't going to be no medical care. You might not be able to get in the hospital. He told us that. You said off-grid living is perfect when prep. Listen. 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 You said bring a gas mask because it's smoky, girl. Early this morning was so foggy, people were pulling over. Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? And make sure you have your allergies. The people need to have a gas mask because it's so smoky. It was so smoky that people had to pull over. Ain't that what you said? Yeah, they were pulling over. Okay. You said people were pulled over in ditches? Who remembers me saying you don't have to keep your good gas mask in there, but at least keep like a painter's mask or something in the car for everybody? Keep like a mini version in the car. Well, hold on. You said, and God blessed us with a check we didn't expect from previous insurance premiums. They owed us $432. Hold on. Was you in any of the classes with the homework, in the 30-day homework? Come on. Didn't we? Ain't that, we just, have you been in class for the homework? Because that's part of the homework. Jamila, do you see it? Who remembers me telling you that information, look, can be one of the most powerful things God can give you? He said, no, I've been out of class lately. Oh, well, then you don't even know. Well, come on in and you ain't been in class, and that's the homework. We asked God for miracles that we didn't expect for the next 30 days. And you came right on in class and said it. You ain't got to be here. You still part of the community. Hello. The blessings is going to go around. Girl, you came right in here. Literally. God is good. She wasn't even here for the homework. You said, well, I got a $9 check in the mail. Hubby also said he'll be getting 2 more we didn't expect. Oh, okay. You said, I got a little bit of everything in my car. Duffel bag ready. Come on. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Listen. You said we for real outside. Thank you. Listen, this part. He's been moving in so many ways. I'm so thankful. Listen. And you don't want to listen. You don't want to know. You don't want to get a real relationship with God. Not the fake one, the real one. Maybe I don't want to go back to that over there. I do not. No, it's too good over here. I don't care how crazy it get. It'd be better than over there. You said I keep saying teacher been preparing us. No, God been preparing y'all. God been preparing y'all. You said he got me home yesterday from stress to blessed. This part, I got my blessing as well. A check in the mail. Did you, Coco? Okay. Hello. You hear that? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you said my toes is tapping. They should be. They should be. Listen. Yesterday it was healing blessings. Today we hearing about financial blessings. Okay? Yesterday everybody was talking about what they was healed in. Today we talking about how it don't matter what my situation is. If I got laid off, my husband got laid off, if I got fired, whatever it is. You know what is crazy though? I got my stuff. I got my stuff. Okay? God told us what was coming. And we acted in faith. You said did the $10 challenge and my son got a job after 10 months. Did you hear that? And it all works. And it do. Did y'all hear that? Mama did the $10 challenge and nephew got a job after 10 months. Tell me he didn't tell you that the 10 was the reason. When you cared about somebody else having some money in their pocket, baby, he put some money because that's somebody's child. He said, oh, okay, you going to bless somebody else's child with 10. The number 10 is going to mean something in just a minute. You hear me? Oh, yeah, that'd be good. It'd be real nice. Mm-hmm. He will let you know specifically that it is for you. And you can be your lineage too. You hear me? She not me said, congratulations, standing on faith. Congratulations. Listen, do you hear? Do you see? God is good. He always working. Hubby took that money challenge and gave away a lot on his own. It was on his heart. He got to bless folks and bless them by them. Come on. God is always moving through here. He do. You see, you see, you said I'm fixing to run out and throw that 10. Listen. My sister in the spirit said a bag of corn on the cob was $15. I told her I'm glad I stocked up. Come on. And you want to keep being a fake Christian? Well, fine. Because it feel real good over here. I don't gotta know where it's coming from. I just know it's coming. I do not have to understand where, when, or why. I just have to know that he hears me and it's going to show up. All the rest of that is above my pay grade. I don't know. Pray for new cleaning clients. Been waiting. Someone called yesterday and booked today. Oh! Angelica, have you been in class? Listen. Angelica said she prayed for some new cleaning clients and someone called yesterday and booked today. Hello. Miracles. You prayed, he asked. But you listening and he's doing. You have been in class. Oh, okay. You know you're going to need to write that down. The day you made the prayer and then when he did it, if it was the day before, then boom. However it works. This is my toes is down here like this. I just want y'all to know this. You said I have a testimony. My job just informed us that we're getting an unexpected mid-year bonus that's going to be on the next page. Was you in class, Monica? Listen here. Y'all better quit playing with my dad. He is the big G, okay? What? This is all in what? 3 days? Ooh. Jace got an unexpected rate. Look. Mari said he got some money in his account he wasn't expecting. Listen to me. Ooh, listen. You said, hey, auntie, can you please pray for my sister? I had a dream that she passed away. The last time I had a dream like that, my uncle died. Yes, ma'am, I can. Yep, we can. You said I had a tsunami dream the other night. My family, please stay safe. I haven't had dreams in a long time either. God is speaking loudly, y'all. Praying that God intercedes and works on your sister's behalf. Yes. Listen. You said my husband said he will get a raise next month. Interesting. Listen. You said I told you it was going to be big blessings coming. Big blessings. It's going to be more this part. You said I love that you just call him dad because you call him pops. Pretty cool. The doctors say cortisol. I don't know. Hey. Why would you not want to be a part of a place where God moves? Yesterday it was healing. Today it's been financial for the most part. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? You said you received unexpected money too? We ain't even what? We barely 3 days into this challenge. God allowed me to get some cash rewards from a couple apps that I wasn't expecting yesterday. Oh, Michelle. Oh. You said you received 14,000? Interesting. You said in Miss Class, too. I didn't even know. The homework. Interesting. Listen. Okay. See what happened when you come together and you everybody get their minds focused on one thing. We said whatever miracle you need, and just because it ain't the miracle I need, don't mean he ain't gonna do it for you. Okay? If you wasn't encouraged to do the homework, this should encourage you to go ahead and do it. Nothing is too big for him. None of it. And we talked about that your blessings or your miracles can only be as big as your faith will allow, that your belief will allow. Hello? How big do you think he is? Are you going to take him out the box for the rest of the month? It's on YouTube. Anything y'all miss, y'all go to YouTube to get it, please. I did the $5, $10, and $20 challenge, and I got $13,000. You cannot beat my dad giving. All you got to do is listen and do what he wants you to do. And he said, anything will be given. Look, make the kingdom and his word more important. Listen. Nicola, it's just been blessings and blessings and blessings. I don't know if you just got in here, but it's just been blessings. Do you hear me? And you ain't had to go out and give out no $1,000 or none of that. All you had to do was listen and do what he say do, period. You said hearing God move for other gets me excited. Come on, because that means he in the neighborhood. Come on, he coming my way and is for him and is. Listen. Ain't that what they do at the church? Ain't that what they do? You hear me? Listen, why do y'all be making my daddy little? He bigger than everything, whether you believe it or not. You don't gotta know. Who wrote down, I don't have to know where it's coming from, I just know it's coming? If you wrote that down on a piece of paper, please raise your hand. Anybody wrote that the other day? I don't have to know where it's coming from, I just know it's coming. Okay? We wrote that. And look, it's been what? How many days? 2 days? 3 days? It ain't been that long. It's only been like 2 or 3 days. How many times in here since then have we heard somebody come in here and say, I got something I wasn't expecting? Whatever it was. You said, got me singing this song. Look at God, he making a way. Okay. Oh, okay. And when I start to doubt or complain or repent, that's what that music disco thing is for. When you start to doubt, you should be back on your homework, which is putting him on one song and letting him minister to you, and then writing all of that down to see what he has to say about what you're thinking multiple times. Okay. You said God has not only blessed me but financially, but the people around me. Come on. You said I missed class too. Like, I like the sound of the homework. Listen, this is the thing. Been asking God every day, I'm taking you out of the box to show me how big you really are. Right. Listen. You can't doubt God. And I know it's hard not to do. But use your tools that he gave you. Right? Music is one of them. How many times have we heard that praise brings him closer to you? Not praise in front of people, but a personal praise. So why, when we get mad or irritated, don't we turn on gospel music so that it can minister to our soul, so that we can bring him closer to us? I thank you, I praise you, I love you. Any of them songs where you're giving him glory for just being who he is. If we know that that brings him to your situation, Why do we keep letting anger, worry, frustration, and all of that, we give that more energy than we do to unlock the key, which is to turn on some worship music? How many times have you been stressed out about a situation and you was like, you know what, when you really got to your end and took it out your hands, okay, right? And you say, you can't worry and trust God. This part, okay? But think about it. How many times have you been in a situation with whatever, trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out? You didn't snap at everybody, went off on everybody, been rude, whatever, okay? And then, hear me though, and then, soon as you put on your gospel music and just start whatever somebody called you or whatever it was, it's instantly taken care of. When you take your mind off the problem and start putting your mind on praise, how is it that the cash app hit or the people called and said we just gonna write it off, or somebody called you that ain't talked to you in a long time, they like, hey, whoopty wop wop wham, you need this, somebody got a washing machine, somebody got a couch, somebody. How is it that when you stop focusing on what it is and you start to listen to that whatever it is, because praise bring me to you where you at? Instead of calling all your people and rehearsing what's wrong, why didn't you spend that whole time telling me how good I am to you and how I ain't never let you down? I guarantee you'll get a different result. You hear me? You said I just watched a good sermon from Stephen Darby about weapons and worship. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, you said music is my go-to for every situation. Come on. And being testimony after testimony from my dad that he's been a blessing, this part. Okay. You don't think we need miracles in this moment? You hear me? You don't think so? You said, question, what if you was raised to do so your whole life? Do what? To do what? He literally told me this is the reason of worship from the beginning of the month. I'm trying to tell you. You said, honestly, listening to music is my favorite type of worship, and my kids join right in with me. Okay. Without having to ask. Oh, okay. Oh. Unshakable faith no matter what is going on in my life. Okay. Daily worship through music. Right. Okay. I was getting ready to yell at my son this morning for lying and turned on my gospel and was able to talk to him reasonably. Ooh, okay. That's a miracle. That's breaking generational curses. Hello. Come on. You hear me? You don't think he big? This ain't big to you. Interesting. Okay. I'll be right back. He said, don't be quick to anger. And he also said, you could be angry, but don't sin while you're angry. You hear me? Listen. Make him bigger than the problem. So if you're not, that's okay. If you are in a place where you can write, I need you to just quickly jot down whichever testimony blessed you from somebody. You don't have to know whose it was, but whatever you heard, excuse me, that blessed your spirit, whether it be they raised, they this, they that, I want you to thank God for blessing whoever. You don't have to know the person's name. Just thank God for that blessing for somebody else, right? Whatever blessing you heard here. And if you want to, write down 1, 2, or 3, do that. Okay? Because not only do we thank him for blessing us, we thank him for blessing other people. And then certain things tend to show up in your life, and it's really crazy. So, the three things that was like, you was like, oh, what? And if you remember the amount, write the amount down. If you remember, whatever you remember, you heard somebody say they got a blessing today, write that down. And you don't have to know, you don't have to write down the person's name. Just thank God for blessing somebody else at W. You see, I got our stuff on today. Are We Outside International University? Do you hear me? Class of 22. Pew, pew, pew. Listen. Mm-hmm. So take some time and date it. Y'all know how we do. To thank God for the testimonies that you heard today. Whatever it was, just go on and jot it down. And God know what you mean when you write it down. Right? But thank God for blessing your whoever. And you don't have to know their name, just what he did. The act of what he did. I'll be right back. What we got? You hear me? All right. So real quick, I need you to get your book one and go to page 843. Okay? Real quick, if you can. Book one, page 843. I should have blew my nose. I need to drink some sour stop. I think that's what it is. And some mullein, whatever you call it. And I still ain't did it. I'm gonna do it. Because this class ain't about to be long. We ain't gonna be on here too long today. So I'm gonna go through my books today. That's my plan. And just look around. See what I see. Oh! Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. That's the other part of this. Okay. Is y'all over there? Huh? Thank you, Nikki. You said that's funny. I'm at work reading the Apocalypse of Adam. Interesting. Okay. Book one. I finally found the fruit at a farmer's market by my house, and it was $12.99 a pound. Oh, no way. Really? And you in Florida too? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I bet it's good fresh, ain't it? I bet it's good fresh. All right, here we go. So I need you to get down to verse 7 on page 843. You said you just moved back to Cali from Arizona, and I left my study books. They can't send them to you? Ain't nobody can send them to you? Well, get them, download them online. I'll be trying to call the office or wherever you used to live, the people, and say, if I send you I already paid for, like FedEx thing, can you send it back to me? Yeah. Ask them if you go ahead and pay for the shipping bag and just mail it to them. Would they put them in there and send them back to you? Baby, I need my stuff. Please and thank you. Okay. So here we go. No. Book 1, page 843. Book 1. Here we go. Are you ready? It says, from all regions, people began coming to me for a meeting. The 4 doors of my house stood open, and I gave a standing order to my house servants that these doors should stand open. Having this in view, possibly some would come asking alms, and because they might see me sitting at the door, would turn back ashamed, getting nothing. Instead, whenever they would see me sitting at the door, they could leave through another door and take as much as they needed. So there was 4 doors, right, into the corridor where he used to feed the people and give them whatever they needed, okay? And he would sit at one door, but if he greeted them when they came in, he asked them to go out, they could go out of any of the other doors so that they didn't have to walk back past him like, oh, okay, I gave you this, so you need to know that. Hello? He didn't want them to feel ashamed for getting help. Okay? Now, I read that because the song, remember I told you it made me think of 2 things. This was the first thing, right? Here we go. That thing. The song, what was the song called? Hopefully I took a picture of it. I think it's on my other phone, maybe. Hopefully not. It is on my other phone. Grr. Oh, wait a minute. It might be on this iPad. It's not. So it's on my other phone. Anyway, I'll go get my other phone in a minute, but we're going to read this. The scripture reference in the song was... Ooh, this is too much. Ezekiel 46. Okay. Nope, that's not where I want to go. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Now let me go get my phone real quick so I can tell y'all the name of this song. You know what sound good? Some French toast. Some French toast sound real good, don't it? He did have a big heart. He did. I like waffles too. I had some the other day, but I ain't made myself no French toast in a long time. And it's all kind of like cloudy today or whatever. French bread, made out of crossing bread or Texas bread. Listen, so the name of the song is called "It's My Desire to Praise." You hear me? Hello? You hear me? The song is called It's My Desire to Praise by Christ Tabernacle Choir. Okay? And this song gives reference to this scripture. Right? Here we go. Okay. So Ezekiel 46 and 9, because we're gonna go down, we're gonna go through it, but we're gonna go through this first. So Ezekiel 46 and 9 says, when the common people come to meet with the Lord at the special festivals, whoever enters through the north gate to worship will go out through the south gate, and whoever enters through the south gate will go out through the north gate. People must not return the same way they entered. Each person must go out straight ahead. So what we read in Job and what we read in Ezekiel about this place where there's these 4 doors, the temple, a courtyard, where you can either come to drop donations off as an offering in 46, right? And then in Job, you can come to that same place and get as much as you need, right? But the doors are open for you to go out not the same way you came in, which means if they was coming to Job, they was empty-handed. It was several things. Y'all know y'all didn't read this. It was several things that he made available to whoever needed them, right? And so that they didn't have to feel ashamed, he said, just go out the other way. You know, if I greeted you, you came in this way, it's all these other doors you can go out. I don't want you to come in here feeling the same, like get what you need and leave feeling the same. So what he was saying was, you ashamed when you got here. Okay? I don't want you being ashamed when you leave. You was broken when you got here. But when you leave this space, I need you to be mended. You don't have to go back out in the world the same way that you came in here. Think about if God sends you back to all the people that you were still dealing with when you first came to WOIU. I don't care if it's family, friends, whoever it is. You came in the door of WOIU. But guess what? If God sends you back out past your door to the people that you're going to be going to, guess what? You are not leaving out through the same door that you came in. You are not in the same situation that you were when you first got here. So you might have came here shame. But guess what? You don't leave out of class shame no more. Not for the same things. You came here heavy burdened and trodden down and beat down. But guess what? Whenever WOIU go away, you're not walking out the same way you came in here. Your faith is not at the same place it was when you walked through the door. Your relationship with God is not the same as it was in 22, 23, 24. And some of y'all came here early 25, but it's already growing. Your knowledge of God and the way that he works. Because guess what? Our 4 doors are the 4 corners of the earth. I'm going to say that again. Our school spans the globe as far as students. So our four doors are the north gate, the south gate, the east gate, and the west gate. And people can come in from the east part of the world, the west part of the world, the north part of the world, and the south part of the world. But guess what? When they come in these doors at WOIU, baby, they do not, even if it's just for them to go and look in Genesis and look and see when Eve died, baby, you don't leave the same way you came here. Whether it be from the donations of testimonies of somebody that has overcame something and you pick that up, and you ain't got to leave here. You don't got to leave here ashamed because, oh, somebody else is going through it. Not that I want to keep going through it, but listen. You came in confused, but now God answered your question so quick. It don't matter what it is in reference to either relationships, finances, decisions, and where you supposed to go. We coming in from all 4 points of the world to this class right here, and people do not leave the same. That's a blessing. Do you hear me? And they looking straight ahead. They can't go back out the way they came in. They got to go through another door. Who remembers me saying we straight line people? There go the straight line right there. You don't have to go back out the door to the same mess that you just left. But it don't matter where God positioned you in the world. You can walk through another door and see something different than what you've already seen. Hello. God gave us a meeting place, and we got 4 doors. Hello. I got them too. Miss Mackenzie. I got them. He hit me. I said, wait a minute, wait. This is Joe thing here. But for me to listen, y'all heard my stomach. For me to leave it in this, hear it in this song and go read that and instantly to think of what we do here. People get to hear testimonies of people all around the world. People that are in the islands, they've been in Japan, they've been in the Netherlands, everywhere. South Africa, Arabia, all over. So you got to come to this meeting place no matter where you are in the world and leave with something. Whether it be more knowledge, encouragement, whatever it is. And you don't got to be embarrassed when you come in here and tell us what your need is. And then we take care, not we, God takes care of it. But I'm saying, like, if you need somebody to pray for you, you might not want to ask your people that you normally go to pray because they've told what it is that you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they got a problem, Okay, no. You can come here and nobody don't got to know your business. If you tell it, we still ain't going to tell nobody. We don't care. Not that we don't care for you. We don't care to go running your business to nobody. That we could be using our time doing other things. Lifting you up in prayer and asking God to move on your situation and the people. Like, it's different here. It really is. It really, really is. So for me to hear that song and to see that, God said, hey, the leaders, the king, the prince need to sit at the door. And if you go through this, it talks about what offerings are supposed to be made, right? But in a physical sense, in a spiritual sense, he hit me with something. And I was like, oh. He said the daily offering is a lamb, some flour, and some oil. The daily offering is a lamb, some flour, and some oil every day. Back in the day in Israel, okay? So do you realize that's like 30 to 31 lambs a month? $30 to 31 lambs, perfect lambs now, a month. On top of that, some flour and some oil. Right? Jesus is the lamb, right? Is he not? This was the old, what you call it? Offering. All with no defect. Okay. Okay. It was every day. These people that lived in this area had to get up in the morning and sacrifice a lamb, give God a certain amount of flour, and give God a certain amount of oil. Every day. Jesus is the lamb. He's also the bread of life, right? And it says his blood it ran like oil, did it not? Huh? Didn't his blood run like oil? So God was getting people used to the sacrifice that he was about to have to make. That is all representative of Jesus. The lamb, the bread of life, and the oil that flows. That's exactly what he was going to bring us. And because Jesus died, we free to live every day. He covered, these are sin offerings and offerings that were offered to God. He asked us every day to do the thing that he did. Jesus hadn't come yet. The lamb of life, the bread of life, and the oil of life, if you want to say that. Ain't that crazy? Now, I did a little bit of research on it. I said, Dad, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I see it. I see what you did there. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy, right? I mean, it's amazing. When I say crazy, I don't mean like bad. Right there in the word, he said, I just need y'all to give what I'm going to give for y'all. Because my son is the lamb, pure, with no defect. He's also the word, which is your spiritual food for life. And his blood that is going to run instead of the blood out of them animals is going to run like oil. And that oil is what keeps me off your head. It's going to give you life. He was asking us to give what he was going to give. But what his lamb, his bread, and the oil that was going to pour through his son was more valuable than however much that added up to every month. His lamb didn't have no blemishes. Perfect showbread. And anything that flowed off his body, probably even his sweat, healed folks. Come on. Hello. Sometimes we don't know why God is asking us to do certain things. Sacrifice our mornings and get up 30 minutes earlier. Get up and listen to music. Get up and pray. Get down on our knees before we start doing anything. Check the time. Okay, I know what time it is, so I know how much time I have. I have to be responsible. But other than that, I'm about to give him this 15 minutes in his closet and just get in here. And if he just want me to sit and put my notebook down and wait for an answer or whatever else it is, I'm not going to think about nothing. I'm just going to let the music speak to me. That's the same thing as getting up in the morning and because understand, people be like, oh, they be asking for money and this, that. That's no. You have to understand that this was their livelihood. They were either sheep, herders, and farmers, or farmers and maybe had a few sheep. And if they didn't, if they was a farmer, I mean, the people that grow the crops, they might not have no animals, but they're work animals. So they was going to have to do an exchange with somebody to be able to offer this thing every morning. Yes or no? The animal was their livelihood. And then they probably had a friend or somebody that was the person that grew the crops, if they didn't do both. So it was costly every day to do a sacrifice. Was it not? It was cost. Because if he could sell that sheep for $500, 500 times 30 or 31 is how much? Because see, when we look at what God asked him to offer, because it was a ram or a lamb, we don't think, but go look up the value of an unblemished sheep. And this offering, if you go through Ezekiel, had to be of the regular people every day. $60,000. Oh, okay. So see what you be. Oh, that ain't. He would. They was living with the animals. You don't understand livestock prices, do you? Why they would just be trying to act like everybody was just poor? Well, how you giving up 30 lambs every month? That's 365 or 64 lambs a year. How much do find a unblemished lamb and do that times 365 or 364, depending on what type of calendar you recognize, and tell me how much that is. You can do for your area, wherever, your country. How much was that person financially, because they were sheep herders? And then I need you to go look up a bushel of wheat. A bushel of wheat. Right? And I did the measurements because this is all in the scripture. I want you to, because a lot of times we don't look at what they gave up, what God was asking of them daily. And we be like, oh God, I can't do that. That's too much. Well, let's look at what they had to give up to get what it was that they were looking for from God. Hello. Go through there. Go through 46. Start at the top. Screenshot. Find out how much weight and as far as liters, gallons, da 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 da. Because they had to give oil. It was a certain amount of oil they had to give. It was a certain amount of wheat. And I think it was like a bull and something else. Go through and look up for your country or your city or where around you how much that animal will cost, how much that grain would cost, and how much that oil. You can do grapeseed, olive, whatever it is that you choose to do. But go through and see what giving that up daily financially would be in today's money. Hello? Y'all already got your pens and stuff out. You got your iPad out with your pencil and stuff. You ready? I probably shouldn't do this, but I am. Oh! You got your pencil out. Are you writing? You should be looking, and don't rush to get it, because I want you to take your time. And if you don't understand how much, it is, break it down to where it's a gallon, a quart, or this, to that. Go on and get it together. You said I'm working at the county fair this week with the 4-H kids. I might have to share this scripture with them. Pretty cool. That would be a good thing to do. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay? Because we don't think about this, but it's important too. Because it's like, oh, they lived in back in the day, but this was their livelihood. You see what I'm saying? And what were they willing to give up? To God, to the temple, to the people, or whatever else it was. What were they willing to give up? What was going on? You see what I'm saying? What happened? How much did it cost them? Right? Some of this was sin offerings. Some of it was a free will offering. Some of it was it was all of these different things. But whoever came through the temple, because of the offerings, I'm guessing, or whatever, there was bread for the people. There was meat for the people. It was probably clothing because they shear the sheep a lot of times, get the wool, and then sacrifice them. And then they turn that into clothing for the poor and this and that. You see what I'm saying? They make the temple garments out of that stuff. So there was you said learning more every day. Listen, it makes me excited. I hope so. Because we look at the Bible times and be like, oh, that wasn't nothing. No, it was. As a matter of fact, a lot of them gave way more. And I'm not saying necessarily financially, but they didn't just have a specific job that they could go get hired here, there, and the other. Now I know they could be hired to work, but you see what I'm saying? Like, this was their livelihood. This is how they maintained it. But now you see when they said give 10 bullocks, how that would be. Definitely will be praying for you. Grave woman, I am so sorry to hear that. He definitely does. Do you know, and not to, I don't know if you've been watching class, but this kind of happened a couple of times this week. So we will definitely be praying for your strength. You hear me? But this has happened a couple of times this week. Somebody else just shared the same basic testimony. Yes, ma'am. I think it was 2 people. Like yesterday or the day before. I'll be right back. Trying to tell you. He's separating the tares from the wheat. The wheat from the tares. Literally. Y'all got some numbers for me? Grave woman, you remember me telling you this story about 2020? Who remembers me telling y'all the story that God told me when the end of the world started that that other person wasn't going to be here, and it was because he had turned me into the people? You said for the lamb alone in Ohio, I got $1,900. What? It's happening everywhere, sis. And that's not with the wrapping. So in Ohio, one lamb alone is $1,900. Do you hear that? So 1925 times 30 or 31. I know it hurts right now or it feels uncomfortable, but I promise you, God is in GA. It's 1,000, so that's 30 to 31,000, almost 60,000. Where you at in Ohio? Close to it. I want y'all to remember this, that God knows the heart of the people around you. Say it with me. God knows the heart of the people around me. Okay? Please say that out loud. Ooh. Because, see, we be thinking we know a person's heart, and we don't. We have no idea. You said, so for the 80-pound unblemished lamb, it's $6.25. Hanging weight, $10.25 a pound. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's $625 where you at. Uh-huh. God knows the heart of the people around me. See, we be thinking we know people, we don't. You said I said it and started crying out of nowhere, baby, because, listen, what I tell y'all, God used to show me stuff about people, and because I cared about them, I'd be like, that was something I ate, and then exactly what God showed me was them. Kept having weird feelings, didn't know. I'm like, why am I thinking this about you? Whole time it was God giving you your breadcrumbs so that you don't fall apart. This is why I said, okay, this is also why I said it's important. When thoughts come to your mind and it won't leave, it keeps coming back. Yes, that could be the devil. Rebuke the devil's thoughts, and if it come back, write it down. Because we be thinking sometimes it's the devil because it's uncomfortable information, but it really be God. And sometimes it can be hard to decipher the two, because it's a negative emotion tied to the thought that he gave you, but it is going, listen, he be preparing your mind and your heart for what is coming. Think about my son. I had a dream that this boy was in murky water, and I jumped in to get him. And then within a month, he had this crazy car, this accident where somebody hit him going 100 miles an hour at 1 o'clock in the morning and threw him into a canal. He was trapped in the car. Do you hear me? No, I didn't want to think about it, but it kept coming to my mind. You said 2 days before everything blew up, I had a dream. He told me he was, girl, come on. God told you before he thought he was about to. I already know where you at. Baby, listen. 2 days, can I say, oh, you thought 2 days before everything blew up, I had a dream. He told me he left me. God told you first. That's why when I tell you that ex-husband, I said, God already told me. He told me he was going out of town 2 weeks ago and that you was going to do this. That's why I ain't acting crazy, because he already told me. It don't mean that it don't feel good that you're supposed to love me. You still be hiding and lying and stuff. But it's okay, because he already softened the blow for me already. God had you show up in my dream when you told me there is no love here. Are you serious? God has shown me so much in the dream. He said Memorial Day. I don't know what that means. Look up the stuff behind Memorial Day. And Memorial Day is coming. You need to write that down. Memorial Day is coming, ain't it? Labor Day already passed, or Labor Day is coming. Memorial Day could have been. Memorial is in May, Or Memorial is in, which one? I just kept saying there's no love here, there's no love here. Labor Day is coming. So he might have been telling you the date that he made up his mind. He might have been telling you the date that he made up his mind or he made his decision, because Memorial Day is already passed. A 43-pound lamb here is $3.44. Okay. Now that's a true friend who I told you passed has been on my mind. From a conversation we had a day before he lost his life about heaven and hell, and I kept thinking about it because I was so sad. He didn't believe in hell because he was a Jehovah's Witness, and I swear I couldn't stop thinking about it. And he passed the next day. Okay. Was there anything that happened around that holiday? When listen, God speak to whoever, whatever, whenever he want to. But if you listen, you said not that you can remember. Okay. That might have just been the day. Or that might be the day you're going to be free next year. Who knows? Just write it down in your journal and the date that he gave it to you. He said, yes, shaking my head. I wasn't prepared for that. Remember I told you that God sends me to people and I don't be knowing that they about to not be here no more sometimes. And that's why I stopped wanting to get close to people, because he would have me be tight with them for 6 months, whatever. We studying on the word, they're changing, their lives are changing. And then boom, one time in 2013, he did it in 6 weeks. Cool with this white lady. We just got cool, was chilling, reading the Bible every day. She was a neighbor. Her son ended up sneaking into our apartment's pool. They lived in the houses behind us. He was like, I want you to talk to my friend Mama. I started talking to the lady. All of this old stuff. We chilling every morning, drinking coffee. I used to tell her, don't. She was a white lady. I want coffee without the hair. Because I don't know how every morning you get hair in my coffee, but I don't want coffee with hair in it. And she had these long red hairs. And I used to be like, how do you get hair in this coffee? Put a damn hairnet on. You said, I told my boyfriend that he was going to be cheating. I told him where he was and before he met her. Come on. You said, yes. I said that same thing. Like, I don't want any more new friends, Lord, please. He was in my book club and everything. Listen, no. Why would you say that? It's an honor to prepare somebody to leave. It's an honor to get somebody's heart and mind ready to meet God. I know it's scary. You might be the last person that is putting word in them that they actually taking in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I guarantee you this, he thought about that conversation. They say your life flashed before you. The day before, you had a conversation with him about heaven or hell, baby. I know and I've been close, and it do flash. You might have been the last conversation he saw. Your words. Hear me? This is why we can't be scared to tell people. Your life flashed before you die, baby. He heard his words and yours. But he didn't know that God was using you, his friend, to speak to him before he came and got him. Even until his last day, God offered him heaven. Even up until hours before he was going to leave his body, God used you to offer him heaven. Baby, that ain't nothing to be sad about. Absolutely nothing. That's an accomplishment. No matter what nobody say. That's going down in the book that you delivered your soul. Do you understand? That conversation, I'm not saying where he going, but it's going to testify. Your words is what's going to be up on the jumbotron. And God said, I spoke through your friend. The last day, the last hours, the last moment of your life, I spoke to someone that you should have received and you didn't. I'm happy you are part of this family too. Do you hear? This is why you can't, people be like, oh, God is not fluffy. He gonna tell you the bad before it happened if you listening. It's because he don't want you to be torn apart. The devil wants to try to catch you off guard every time God said, that's my baby. I'm definitely gonna tell him what's going on. All these devices ringing. All of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 devices ringing. Look at that. And y'all wonder why I turned my ringer off, because I didn't turn it off on all the other ones. Lord Jesus. And it's on here too. And y'all wonder why all my, did y'all hear that? I know. Because all 4 of the 5 devices that's right here started ringing. All 4. This one, and this one. And this one didn't, because it's on a different thing. He said, I prayed with my best friend before he died. And he prayed the sinner's prayer. 2 minutes later, he was gone. Somebody didn't want you to. No. That was my daughter calling me. That was my baby. I know, but all my devices was ringing at one time. All my devices was ringing at one time. Listen. It's an honor, okay, to offer Christ to somebody before they pass away. It is. You hear me? Because when that person get to judgment, and God put your life up on a jumbo screen, that you will test, you gonna be a part of they. When God said, I was trying to tell you what was coming, you didn't know I was coming to get you tomorrow, and I used your friend to offer you me one last time. I used your sister to offer you me one last time. I let the homeless person on the corner, you thought that was them. That was me speaking through them to offer you me in the last hours, moments, and days of your life. This baby was speaking to him 12, 24 hours. He said he don't believe in heaven and hell, and he left his body here, and that soul went into the spiritual realm forever. It don't come back. Unless God let you get back in your body. So it didn't matter if he didn't believe. He found out yesterday. Or the day before. He found out if it's real or not. And you probably were his last conversation about it. This is why you can't be scared to talk about Jesus to whoever will listen. Because you don't know if it's their last day. You don't know if it's their last 3 months. You don't know if it's their last 2 weeks. And also, like in the situations we was just talking about, God, it wasn't a good feeling for God to tell you, for you to see it in a dream. It wasn't a good feeling for you to hear me say, ain't no love here. None of that. Okay? Do you hear me? You said, wow, he was given the truth and an opportunity before he left. You said, you be the closest thing to Jesus that they meet before they meet him. Story of my life. Come on, Mari. You said, I'm crying. It's so bad. How I did. My cousin dying. I've been there. I saw her reject God in her final days. Listen, God knows. But understand that these things have been predicted before they even got into their mom's womb. Before their mama ever met their daddy. When you're born, your story is already written. Understand that. Nothing is a surprise. It's already been. It's a movie. And you're just playing your part. The only thing that God don't choose for you, if you're going to be a good person or a bad person, you choose that. Everything else has already been scripted, y'all. He come to me in a dream after he died and said, "Thy word is a light at my feet and a lamp to my path." Interesting. I asked her, "Do you believe in God?" She said, "If there's one, he can..." What? Oh, because I didn't try. Listen, don't even be stressing yourself out. What happened, happened. What you gonna... I mean, it's her choice. You think you're the only person that offered him to her? Do you? Because you wasn't. I what do you mean, do your energy and vibrations have to be high? Pumpkin, if we don't move on that. Have you been connecting with God is what you need to be asking. That's the energy and vibrations ain't what move me. And I know the spirit is energy. I get what you're saying, but no, that's not the question you need to be asking. You need to be asking, how close do I need to be to God? I have been praying a lot, and one thing that came to me is forgive. Since I have my heart is so much lighter, right? Because you hold on to it. It be That's how folks be depressed. They won't let it go. You want to keep thinking about it. I'm not about to do that. You're not the only person that, Alyssa, you are not the only person that God sent to your cousin. Do you hear me? I'm going to say it again. You're not the only person. He could have used the TV. He could have used the song. We just talked about that. You don't bear that weight. God is going to keep on coming back. And if a person rejects him, then that's a choice they make. He said, "It hasn't even been a week. It's hard, but it's peaceful." And I thank God for that part. You carrying the weight that you don't have to carry, because you was not the only person that God sent to them, your cousin. I guarantee you he sent other people. And she just rejected everybody. That's what it is. Some people do not choose God. He said that. The hard situations of the faith walk. I told my grandma before she left that the door in the sky was open for her. She can go. Interesting. Okay. Everybody gets their opportunity to accept God. It's their choice if they do or not. You can't carry that weight. They gotta carry that. You hear me? You hear what I'm saying? I hope you do. Because once a person leaves, their fate is sealed. So you doing all of that for what? You making yourself sad. Remember when we read in Ezra and it was like, once you leave your body, can't nobody pray for you? It's done. Okay? Once a person leaves their body, there is no more repentance after that. Remember I told you, and we read that before God come get a soul, it be the angels coming and asking questions. He come visit each one of us before it's time for us to leave. Jesus could be at anybody you see. And you think the person asking you random questions is saying, it's Jesus. You don't even know it. We are all making our choices right now, every single day. Every day. God offers himself to you until the last day. All of us. Unless he done turned you to a reprobate mind, you get to the last breath, babe. But once it's gone, then there's no more repentance after that. That's it. Your books have been closed. There's no more writing until sentencing. It's a thing. Listen, it's a thing. That's why you gotta offer your sacrifices and your praises and your everything now. I was telling my mom this, but she says we get a chance to repent at judgment. Y'all done read it for yourself. He gonna seal our mouth, and all of our deeds is gonna be. Listen, sometimes you just gotta let people believe what they believe, because people believe what makes them think they gonna get into heaven instead of what the words say about it. But that's from these fluffy folks teaching these people. Oh, you got. Oh, okay. It ain't like that for real. And they're choosing to believe a lie. They are making a choice because, okay, listen, God is sending you to them to tell them that is not the truth. And what are they saying? I don't believe it. This is why unbelief is a sin. You don't have to believe it for it to be true. You don't have to believe it for it to be real. People don't believe we got a dictator, but it's real. People didn't believe that the army was going to be on the streets going against the citizens 3 years ago when I was telling them this, that it would be our army or an invading army, and technically it's both. And guess what? It is real. It's real. People are making their choices on if they choose God or man right now. Nikwa, people making their choices right now. We all are. Every last one of us. People didn't think that concentration camps was going to come here. They're here. When we talked about this 3 years ago, we were fear mongering. It was still the truth. When God told us they was going to be rounding folks up off our streets, people still didn't believe it. It don't matter. It was the truth. It was maybe to some people an ugly truth, but it was the truth. Miss Mackenzie, God warned us. Because there was no way I would know unless he told me. But that's the thing. Those are not pretty things to think about. That there are extermination camps and, this type thing. It's not pretty to think about. It's not pretty to think about that people are going to starve to death. But they're already doing it. It's already happening. Just because you don't want to believe it don't mean you ain't going to watch it. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that you're not going to experience it. For real. Interesting. You said the medical code billing book has a code for guillotine. Interesting. Ooh. You said I told her we make our own choices. He lets us breathe, be in us. And once it's gone, that's it. And you're judged for what you did in that life. Exactly. Okay. You can pray for them up until the day that they die. But after that, their book is sealed. It's closed. Remember, we read this, and I believe it was Ezra, and he was like, can I pray for them or whatever? And he was like, ain't no prayers they not gonna help. Hold on, y'all. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Always working. Always. Okay. So understand, um, we are just in a different time. And I saw a video the other day. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hold on. I hope I downloaded it. I probably didn't. I probably didn't. Oh, but listen to this. Some of y'all probably already seen it. They're now flying the American flag. Russian tanks are now flying the American flag along with their flag. Russian tanks are now flying the American flag along with their flag while they attack Ukraine. I did not misspeak. This is happening today. I believe that was yesterday. Did you hear that? Russian tanks are flying the American flag on their tanks with the Russian flag while they're attacking Ukraine. Did we talk about it 3 years ago? The Union, the kings of the North, and one of them was going to be betrayed by the other one. It's in Nostradamus, ain't it? Unless Jesus told you that you're going to experience a certain thing, you better prepare like it will be coming for you. This part. Did you hear me? But did we talk about that union in the beginning of WOIU? I showed y'all a video, a couple videos in the beginning here. And we were like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I do. And we're watching it. This was supposed to happen in 2020. $2019. But not until God's appointed time. But it's still happening. Hello.
With this little DC takeover, I'm a little bit outside of DC right now. Can't say my exact location because, of course, but it's agents of National Guard going up to cars with nobody in them, with flashlights, just putting flashlights in the cars. Trump's trying to get National Guards from other states to come out here, probably at some like secret training course, just so they can take this back home with them, so they'll be ready when we try to do this to every other city. And it's really, like, they're really, really just picking on black people. It's to the point where downtown right now, downtown DC, nobody out there, nobody walking around. Watch the stores and the businesses start complaining because people aren't coming to the stores. People really don't feel safe. Like, they going up to people's houses, knocking on the door, walking up on porches. Whenever they see you as a black person walking around, or even, it's to the point where it's not even just black people. When they see you and you're not white, they on you. They on you bad too. Like, they.
Did we talk about that? Did we talk about you wasn't going to be able to go outside your house and it was going to just be safer to stay at home? So you need to get everything that you need in your house, because in a minute the military was going to be on every street in all the cities. Hello. You said I was watching Handmaid's Tale and they made a reference to one's DC feel the world forever change. So they be telling us what's going on before we see it. The truth right in plain sight. The truth in plain sight. Okay?
This happened a couple hours ago. The Supreme Court ruled that it is going to allow Trump and his administration to strip the humanitarian parole of 500,000 people from 4 countries. The protection that was in place to keep them from being deported is being stripped, and it is going to result in at least 500,000 people being deported who come from 4 countries. Do you want to guess what one of those countries is? The very first one listed? Cuba. Donald Trump and his administration are revoking the protection of thousands of Cubans. Without that protection, those Cubans do not have legal asylum in the United States. And the Trump administration is going to deport thousands of Cubans and send them back to Cuba. They told you that Barack Obama was Fidel. They told you that Hillary Clinton was Fidel. They told you that Bernie Sanders was Fidel. They told you that Joe Biden was Fidel. They told you that Kamala Harris was Fidel. And you believed them. Breaking news, because this...
Are people being rounded up? And it's all the brown people. They're going from one class of brown people to the next. Interesting. I can tell you what this is about. In the last 3 years, the world woke up. You hear me? In the last 3 years, the world woke up to a lot of information. Who remembers when I got on here and people used to be attacking me when I told them everybody in the Bible was black? The first of everything was black. Who remembers? That's most of what I was teaching in the beginning of this. People will come here and say, why are you praying to a white Jesus? I say, you ain't did no research. And then what did people, not just black people, a lot of people started researching what they were reading. And the truth came out that the standard that we see was not the standard. Okay? Not that the information hasn't already been available, but a lot of people started researching hieroglyphs and ancient studies and saying, wait a minute. Y'all wasn't the original people. So then what happened? More people started reading their Bible. No? I said, go check and see where them places is at. Go look and see. And now there's an attack. Once the world woke up, there is a crazy attack on all of the originals of every continent. Because what's happening here is happening in Australia. This ethnic cleansing stuff. History is being hidden again, is it not? Because the leaders of this world have never wanted you to know the truth. So the reason that all of the people that don't look like these folks is being deported out of all the countries is, I hate to say it, they know where the strength lies. Because the numbers that they show you are not right about, they let people come here and declare themselves white, and they're not. And they find out now that they're not white. So it make the numbers look like more than what it is. They let folks from India say that they're Caucasian. They let folks from certain places say, and they're not. So it makes the numbers look different, but they know if all these folks realize what's going on, we are the minority. And so we got to keep them divided until we tell them they're not white. The reason that all of the white leaders around the world are shaking in their boots is because they know they are not the majority. Period. People are waking up to the white tea, the YT, who they really are, and they want to hide that information. No? Inventions, everything. You only do this stuff to people that you know are superior to you. When you feel inferior, you try to tear down and destroy what you feel inferior to. Because if you feel like y'all on the same level, you compete. But healthy competition. Because you understand that it pushes you to be better. But when you try to destroy, okay, something, that means you know that if it lingers around, it's going to do what it's going to do. And you're not going to be able to shine. Ask an athlete. We got any athletes in here? If you ran track, if you played basketball, played football, you don't want to play with nobody that you know ain't a challenge to you. It make the game raggedy. You want somebody that is going to you want to compete with someone that is going to make you push yourself to be stronger, to go longer, to be, you know what I'm saying, to lift more, to jump higher, whatever it is. Don't nobody want to, boxers, they don't want to box with somebody that they know they can beat. They want to box with somebody that they feel like better than them. But people that don't like to lose and they sore losers, they always gonna pick on the people or try to tear the person down so that they could overcome them. Because they know they can't stand toe to toe with them. So they fight dirty. And they also know ain't nobody scared of white. Not in the way that this is about them not getting the respect. Y'all didn't earn it. Y'all didn't earn it. And that's why you don't get it. Spanish folks, black folks, they earned their respect. They had to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard, 50 times as hard. Asian folks, they had to work harder for it. You want everything that you do not work for. that was stolen, and then you try to hoard it after you stole it. Is you crazy? We can see and we can read. We're not ignorant. We know what all of this is about. When I taught about the leprous white spot and all of Cain's line being pushed out because they had the leprous white spot, so nobody wanted to deal with them, everybody called me crazy. But it's the exact opposite happening right now. At the end of time, if you had a leprous white spot on you in the beginning of time because everybody was black, they knew you had the mark of Cain. Now, at the end of time, if you have any color, you are treated like Cain's people was treated in the beginning of the earth. You don't think that has anything to do with it? They started to lose their melanin, and people knew at that time that they were cursed at that time because they lost their melanin. Who's the attack on right now? The people that have melanin. So the roles have reversed. Cain was murderous, was he not? He was filled with envy, was he not? Because he was filled with envy, hatred, and rage. Because he felt like his brother was better than him. That's what it boiled down to. Because God accepted Abel's stuff and didn't accept what he was trying to give him. Abel was just being himself, doing what he do. He wasn't worried about what Cain was doing. He was just trying to do his best. Maybe if Cain would have kept his eyes on what he was supposed to be doing, God wouldn't have rejected his stuff either. You said, and it's the same exact spirit running around right now on every continent. Cain let his daughter sleep with the angels, and they became the destroyers of the earth. The rapacious spirits that were running through the earth. They wanted all the credit for somebody else's everything. You think it's a coincidence that the biblical history cuts off who Cain's children were? You think it's a coincidence that in places in Africa, the people that are missing melanin are pushed out? It's no coincidence. Hello, the albinos. They pushed them out and pushed them out and pushed them out, and then they went north. Hello. You don't got to worry about no sunburn in Russia. You said black and brown being kicked out around the world, attacked, or unalived. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. I just hope y'all see. Nothing is different.
So let me start by saying that I recently received a letter from U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. I think you all have a copy of that. It purports to notify me that Washington State, and these are her words now, has been identified as a so-called sanctuary jurisdiction. That's her line. By the way,
What is a sanctuary? What is a sanctuary? A safe place. So any place that, okay, a safe place to be, to go, or to be at. So places that are considered sacred or safe are being attacked. The leadership is attacking a place of refuge, or a sacred place. And you don't think the Antichrist is here on earth already? He's attacking the sacred and safe places. Ain't that what the son of lawlessness was going to do? He was going to desecrate the safe and sacred places. Hello? So now you are making it a crime to keep people safe. This don't sound like Thief in the Night to you? This don't sound like Left Behind to you? Hello? It don't? If you saw Thief in the Night or Left Behind, hello. This don't sound like that to you? You don't see it happening? In our face. When Buck got back to Chicago, who was waiting there, patrolling the streets? In the first Left Behind. When he got back off that trip and got back to Chicago, it was a certain presence on the streets. In Thief in the Night, when old girl got back home after everything happened with her, when she was sitting in there watching that TV, when that man with the Unite thing was on there, and she peeked out her window, what was out there? What would be equivalent to ICE right now? Because that Unite wasn't the military, but Unite was working with the military. In Thief in the Night, remember? They had the army folks, but then the Unite people started wearing the same clothes as the army people, did they not? They was hopping out of Unite vehicles, but they had on the army clothes. And regular people were signing up for the Unite organization. And the Unite organization came down from the UN telling people that they had to get this mark or they could not go into the stores and they could not rent a car or a house or nothing. They couldn't buy no food or anything. You don't see Thief in the Night coming to pass? They started rounding people up in the movie, putting them in camps, and if you didn't take that ID, then you were exterminated. Ain't that what's been going on in Israel? They saying if they come and take the thing, this ID we're gonna give them so we know where they're at, they can go back to their regular life. If not, well, then extermination. If you have not watched Thief in the Night, you need to. And it's 3 other ones. And yes, it was from the 60s or 70s, but baby, it's going to open your eyes to some stuff. Remember the beings that came out in A Distant Thunder and all the other ones? The boils that was on people's bodies? The heat? Y'all remember? If you watched all 4 of them, you said exile in my simple voice. Listen. Mm-mm-mm. 1973 is when it came out. So the 4 movies are Thief in the Night, A Distant Thunder, Image of the Beast, and The Prodigal Planet. Thief in the Night, A Distant Thunder, Image of the Beast, and The Prodigal Planet. And yes, they was made in the 70s, but it don't matter because what's in there is The Prodigal Planet. Okay? You need to watch those. And I know that it get boring because it's the 70s. No, you need to pay attention. I'm telling you. Like, if you can watch, if some people have already watched them, but you need to watch them with eyes through 2025. Through 2020, I'm sorry. You need to watch them through the eyes of the year 2025. Like, put that in 2025 and just tell me what you see. I'm telling you. You said what? Yep, Marquise. And when I was telling people in my family that, people was calling me crazy. And I know they seeing it right now. Like, dang, I should have listened to her. I know she was talking crazy, but everybody in family said she was crazy. So that's okay, because I told y'all it's all going to help you. And if I talked to my brother the other day, he's an ordained minister. And I said, did you know that they already sacrificed their heifers? He was like, no. Interesting. And the Red Dawn movie. Yep. You said I watched them on Prime, but Tubi has them now. Okay, so they're on. Thank you. They're on Tubi. Please go watch those movies. And I know they was made in the 70s and whatever 80s. You said told you so is gonna clap hard. Listen. I know y'all family members is thinking about it too. You can't unsee it. They didn't want to hear it. Now they can't unsee it. One other thing I'm going to leave y'all with, and then I'm going to go. Your nephew and I were reading The Voyage of Magellan. Now, he downloaded a copy and it was a little bit different from mine. It read differently. Mine was 1969. Um, just look up just look up Thief in the Night 1973 and they're gonna come up. Thief in the Night 1973. Put that in your Google and they will all come up. Just look up Thief in the Night. Thief in the Night 1973 and they all gonna come up. Y'all put my brace on last night and it scratched my leg. Ooh, and it's listen. Anyway, we was reading in Magellan last night, right? You're welcome. We was reading in Magellan last night, right? Y'all. If you haven't read it, I think you should. Okay, real quick. 1515, the year 1515. I want to read this to y'all and then y'all tell me what y'all think, okay? You ready? We're going to take a different dive for a minute. Y'all want to do this before I go? I got about 10 minutes. Hey, y'all want to hear this? And then I'm going to tell you what me and my son was thinking about last night at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay. It says, this land of Verzin, Verzin, is very vast and larger than Spain, Portugal, France, and Italy combined. Very vast indeed. The people have no religion, and they live by the laws of nature and reach an age of 125 to 140 years. Both the men and the women go naked, and they live, now this is in 1515, in lone houses that they call boy. And they sleep in a cotton net that is tied to two large trunks in the middle of the house. And they build their fires inside on the ground. These people lived to be 100. Mind you, they was black. They said that in here. Now, this is in 1515 when Magellan and Antonio Pigafetta, I believe that's how you say his name, was sailing around the world, and they even give you the longitude and latitude of where they were. They were in Brazil. Okay? And when they got to Cape St. Augustine in 1515, there were giants there that lived to be 125 or 100 and up to 140. Do you realize that's only 3 generations ago for them? And the earth ain't been destroyed since 1515. Hello. It's only been like 400 and something years. Maybe 500. It's basically 3 life cycles for them. 3 generations. So my mama, my son, and me. Y'all think they gone? In 1515, they said this man was so heavy that when he stepped down on the ground went in a man, because there were no women here. And I mean, they didn't bring no women with them. So men, if you in here, can you look at your palm? Okay. From the base of your palm to the middle of your finger are palms width for the men. When this man walked, it pushed the ground down at least 5 inches. Because my son, he got big hands. And I said, son, okay, so you measure. He said, it's at least 5.5 inches, Mom. How heavy do you have to be to, like, that's your husband walking, or you as a man walking through your yard, and he pushes the grass and dirt down 5 inches every step he takes. This deep or deeper. In 1515. How heavy do you have to be to push the grass? That's like elephant weight. In 1515. And guess where he took them? He took one of them and his 2 sons back to Spain. I think one of the sons ended up getting away. He said he ran so fast when they got him off the boat, they couldn't even catch him. It was like 60 men or something that was running. He left them. They talk about how black their bodies were. Talked about their craftsmanship. And talked about how they thought we gave him a deck of cards. He gave us 2 ghosts and this and that. Always trying to get over on somebody. Oh, okay. They tell you the longitude and latitude of all the places they went and who they saw there. And 99.9% of the people was my color and darker when they got there, and massive. I've got to watch these movies, writing them down as we speak. I was looking for the book and the movie videos last night. Real talk. Listen. Crazy, right? They also eat human flesh. They eat the flesh of their enemies. Interesting. Where do we know that from? The people they go to war with. Ain't that what Ogden was doing? They was eating the flesh of their fallen soldiers and their enemies. Well, they're not. And Ogden was giants. When he called the 100,000 giant war, that's what they was doing. And so in 1515, there was still a race of people in Brazil that were giants that did the same thing. You know what this made me think of? In Brazil, when they have, what's the thing, Carnival? Why do they always have those big black people on stilts? Like they make them look like giants, do they not? Don't they? At Carnival, everybody is on stilts, and a lot of times they have brown faces, very dark faces, and like they'll have all the feathers on the little stilt walker people, but they walk way bigger than everybody else. And then you have these little people, okay? Right? For example, wet soft clay may have a bearing capacity as low as 15. You say, for example, wet clay may have a bearing capacity as low as 15 psf, while dense sand can support 2,000 to 3,000 psf, pounds per square feet. Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, their gods were the giants that were on the land. And in 1515, they were still there. Is this why when people go into the ancient temples that they find in Brazil and all of these places that so-called are uninhabited, they never come back? Because the people that built them are still living in them, most of them. And they all had underground tunnels under them. Could this be why? Certain jungle expeditions, people don't come back from they find their stuff, they find their backpacks, they find everything, but they don't find their bodies. Okay. Right? And when you go read this, my son was like, Mom, these are our people. I said, oh, good. Good, good, good. Keep reading. He probably read the whole book last night. It says at the longitude of 34 degrees, something, 20 degrees south. Okay, it says after remaining 13 days in this land, they left and came 34 degrees, what is that, longitude, 20 degrees of south latitude, where they found a freshwater river and cannibals, people who eat human flesh. And one of them, as large as a giant and with the loud voice of a bull, came aboard the ship, and the other inhabitants removed all their things from the houses. This was in 1515. Yeah. You said, is that Over the Edge of the World book unseen? I don't know. My son found it in a different version. And we were reading it together, but our books read different. This one is The Voyage of Magellan. That's all it is. The Journal of Antonio Pigafetta. Or Pigafetta. So I know that it's another version because he downloaded it and was reading it on his iPad. But it said what mine said, but his had a lot more information, or other words, should I say. And it was moved around a little bit. But yeah. You said, didn't someone video giants in Brazil on the top of a hill? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they did or not. It was what other thing in here? It talks about another giant. And they described their beating and all this kind of stuff. You did see it? Okay, so there we go. But I need you to look into this too. Because 1515 wasn't that long ago. And the earth has not been destroyed. And the Bible said that there was giants on the earth after the flood. And just so happened a lot of the explorers was seeing them in the 1500s, 1600s. And they wrote about it. They wrote about their interactions. They wrote about how they looked. And they described their skin. They described that in detail. Very interesting. Okay. Very, 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 very interesting. So I think if you get time, oh, that do not go there. I think if you get time, you should look into that. It's already here. They don't have to birth it. It's already here. They don't have to birth it. You said, how would they have survived the flood? Going into the earth. There's cabins taller than our apartment buildings, several hundred feet in the air. And when they get in there, there's apartments carved into the rocks and beds and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You hear me? Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share with y'all. I'm about to go find me some food. And I will see you guys later. Is that cool? All right. Y'all got some videos to watch anyway. And I know they 70s, but pay attention. Yep, we can have, that's what we have in a movie night. Queen. I need y'all, and I know some of y'all just watched it, but some of the stuff that's, the reason we go back and watch these movies is because some of this stuff don't be happen yet, so you don't pay attention to that part. You see what I'm saying? But when I be asking y'all to go back and watch these movies, it's probably 9 times out of 10 because there's something in that movie that's happening right now that you didn't pay attention to the last time you watched it. Okay? Yeah, I love y'all. We got to keep our eyes open, and God is giving us breadcrumbs to pay attention to. Might be something you learn in there that you can look up in real life. He said, I'm about to go check them out now and have, she might know about them already, Nina. Can I repeat what? Thief in the night? Thief in the night. He said, I've been present just working, but I love class. You're welcome. Thief in the Night. Just type in Thief in the Night, 1973. But they're on Tubi. I think Danny told me they on Tubi. Somebody, don't kill me. I can't remember. Somebody said they on Tubi. So, off, because it's 4 movies. Okay? But you need to pay attention. Skip the rapture stuff, because we know that's not the deal. But pay attention to everything else. Yeah, she probably already know about them. You put your friend on to that movie. Okay. You said, I wish it was a way we could watch them all together. We wouldn't be able to hear. We would not be able to hear. Y'all be talking too much. Did you see that? Cause girl, hey bro, did you see that? Yeah, cause like we wouldn't be able to hear the movie. Cause y'all be like, we studied that. We would not be able to watch the movie together. You said show like we would not be able to. Baby, we would not be able to hear nothing. No. No, I'm not going to the movie theater with y'all. Baby, we would not hear nothing. Baby, we'd be inside the whole movie like, okay, so you know we need to talk about this. Because remember when, yeah. You said, right, we talking through the whole thing, right. Probably, yeah. You said we be all night pausing the movie. Exactly. So no, you're going to watch them on your own, then we'll come back and we'll talk about them. Be bringing up different movies like, because remember what we said? Right. I love you too. Listen, you said we love you, Frizzle, with the good hair in my Whitney voice. This part. Listen, I need y'all. You said with my bucket of wings sound good too. And I might just be asking you for 2 of them, trying to trade you some seasoned fries. And then I be trying to ask Mari, can I dip my not my fingers, my fries in his cheese sauce that he got, because I done ate all mine. So we wouldn't get nothing done. We would not be getting done. Then I be tapping Queen and Rika and T on their shoulder. Excuse me. Did you bring anything to drink? Yeah, I need some of that. My ice is getting. We wouldn't be able to sit down. We would not be able to sit down. You said that's right, because I would be standing and saying, then we talk about it. This part. You hear me? No. So we just gonna watch them by ourselves, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it. Okay? So if you can watch as many as you can this evening, that'll be great. Because I think they're like an hour and something. I don't know. But if you can watch all 4 of them, they're on Tubi. Or as much as you can, because I know y'all got to cook dinner and all of that. Right. That part. I need y'all to watch them. Passing food down the aisles. Right. You want some chicken? She got some lasagna over there. She put it in some bowls. You want some? She brought it in her baby carriage. It's hot too. It's good. What I miss? I was just trying to see if she wanted some lasagna. No. No, we would not be able to get nothing done. Listen, you said, girl, I have freeze-dried candies. Exactly. Nachos on deck with the meat and a large slushie. Exactly. I mean, if y'all go, somebody gonna watch them for you, and you got the change, do some popcorn this evening. Make it a movie night. I know the kids be whatever, but if you got some teenagers that's kind of interested, or your spouse, make some nachos. Like Mari said, make some nachos. Make it a movie night. You know, if y'all got some snacks, now don't go all out. Don't spend nothing you ain't got. But make some, it's a lot of different snacks and stuff you can make. And you might not have to make dinner. Make some sandwiches, you know what I'm saying? Finger foods while y'all watching, popcorn. Do it light, but You said we real family, girl. It's 50 for a snack at the Regal Theater. Oh yeah. No. I will take some. Listen. What you gonna do? Search me? Y'all be wearing them bodysuits. They good for something. Hello, what they ain't patting you down, so I went to the Dollar Tree and got me a thing, and Listen, here go your stuff. Here. Here's yours. Now, wait a minute. Here. Then you, what you want? You said you, okay, here. These is yours. Just don't walk real fast. They won't hear you ruffling and you know, sounding like them. Okay. You thief in the night. Thief in the night. Thief in the night. Okay? Thief in the night. Baby, I have 4 kids. What you mean? We about to go to the dollar store and get this together. I might get a big nacho or a big popcorn and we gonna break it down. But I'm not spending $1,700 in here to watch no movie. I already had to buy your ticket. I'm about to go to the Dollar Tree and get what I need to get. Do you hear me? Mm-mm. Or use my Kroger card and go get them 10 for 10 candies or something. You hear me? Thank you. Thank you. You said Ziploc bags packed in my pockets full. This part. I already had to pay to come in here. Sure. You said that's why I used to love the drive-in movie. This. Bring what I need to. Fry me some chicken. Have me a little garlic bread on the side. I done kept it hot in my little thing. Listen, a bowl of chili in the wintertime when it's cold, steaming up the car. Please. Yes, I love y'all. See y'all later. Y'all already know what to do.